What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Vale. My name's AJ Gills. How y'all doing? We are back with the Outer Worlds. I have just been caught stealing, so I thought it would be fun to see what I can do with all my different my different dialogue options.
I don't have time for this.
Really? That was all it took? That was all. It was just, oh, I'm not doing anything. Okay. You saw me stealing, I think it was bullets, and you just go, okay. Alright, let's see here. I said this in the last one. We're going to do some side missions. I think first things first, we're going to hunt down this person who's missing. I think Zoe or Zoe. Who is Zoe? But whatever. No more Edgewater, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, have I read everything? Or there's still gotta be more. You know, I guess I like how this area really isn't that big. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's not small, but it's not the biggest thing I've ever experienced in an RPG. Or maybe the map just makes it look bigger than it actually is. No kitty. And he's behind my TV.
Go.
Vale should be able to finish that off. Got him. Yeah, this is something on Twitter earlier, and apparently this game has no romance options. Gotta say, kind of disappointed in that. I don't know. I love having romance options in my RPGs. It makes things feel right to me. You know, I know so many people, oh, well, you don't need sex for it to be good. I'm like, well, you're not wrong. You don't need sex and things to be for it to feel real. You're not. And my cat. Give me a second, guys. All right, sorry about that. My cat, as soon as he saw me set my controller down, he immediately ran away from the back of my TV. He's knocked the damn thing over a few times, so he knows I don't have much of a sense of humor when it comes to that. What was I talking about? Right, it was a tweet from Imran Khan. Used to be a writer at Game Informer. I think now he's working with Kinda Funny. Trying to item repair. What is my? No, okay, my revolver just has lower condition. Okay, it's still fine for now. Oh, time slowed down. Alright, note to self, be smarter when you are preparing your attacks. I guess we'll go with the nearest autosave. Right, either way, he posted a tweet saying that you can't romance the companions in this game. And my statement is, you don't need it in things to make it not feel real. But I've always thought this when it comes to when I watch some anime, when I watch some TV shows, and I'm like, and I get it. They're not trying to put there's clearly like relationships that like should be happening in this game or in this TV show or whatever. Like romantic relationships, but they're not going. But it's not about that. It's about other stuff, and that's always the comment I get from people when I bring that up. I'm like, I feel like that should have been focused on more. And everybody's like, well, what do you mean? Why should it have been focused on more? Like, well, the easiest reason is that's real life. It doesn't feel right. Like one of my favorite.
Got it. Heads down.
Holy shit, that was awesome.
Here we go.
Yeah, one of my favorite mangas is called Beck. It's it's about a young kid, he joins a rock band, and it's kind of like their struggles to make it big. It's a really, really good manga. Heavily suggested. I know there was also an anime, which I've heard was really good, except it only covered the first third of the show. That was because the anime was being done when the show was in production, or while the comic book was still being written. Manga was still being written, not comic book. I'm gonna get somebody mad at me for that. Oh shit, that's mine. Probably should not stand on top of it. But what I'm trying to get at is that manga did so many things well. It did slice of life. It had a lot of stuff about friendship and about, pursuing your dreams and stuff like that. And when they're saying, pursuing your dreams and, constantly working at something to get better at stuff, like I said, it's just, there's all this stuff. And then on top of everything, there's also this bit of romance between the main character and one of the other character's sisters. It works. It's a very slow burn up to the end of like the first, I'd say second or third major arc. That's the, I don't want to say first major arc because that's, it's I would say first major arc. I either way, up until, it takes like 30 some 30 some volumes or chapters until the two get together, and it's, like I say, it's slow burnt, but it's built well. The characters are great. The story's great. It's one of those that it's got a little bit of everything, and that's what makes it feel real. Like, I actually give a shit about these characters, and I love them for it. It's because it's so built. Games that don't have that, it's always like, okay, well, why are we glancing over something that I think that should obviously be there, would be there in a human thing when people are shoved in this close proximity to each other? I think the same thing about a lot of TV shows. I know I'm using manga and anime, but that's because that's an area that I actually hear that argument of, well, what does it matter?
Crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways. What? You mean Adelaide's little congregation of nature-loving nobodies? I could not possibly be less interested in them. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen. I'm great at clarifying. No. I insinuated myself into their company, see? And they didn't seem to mind one whit. I may have bartered them a few boxes of Adrena time, but yeah, I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it. I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle of life are mysterious and unknowable. Oh, you mean around these guys? The Marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. Yeah, must be my natural charisma.
Sure it is.
I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine to treat myself. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an outlaw myself. Instead, what do I find? But a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse. I couldn't just go back to the cannery, so I was stuck with them. I've got all the time in Halcyon. Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong.
Well, I just kind of killed all your friends.
And no serial dramas. I've been thinking about going back. I just gotta know if Lord Cavendish really is the masked marketeer. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
Alright, take care. Alright, level up. Let's see here. I want more range. Or do I just keep going into dialogue? And I think I will. There we go. Yeah, I'm just going to keep going into ranged and dialogue for now. There we go. Confirm that. Oops. Thank you for telling me about item repair, but I wanted to go to perks. Unlock the ability. Oh yeah. Always want that skill. Or perk, whatever. The ability to fast travel while you're encumbered is always a nice skill to have. Sorry about my weird ranting about anime, manga, or whatever. It's just, yeah, I don't know. It was what was on my mind, so I talked about it. Really, I do feel a little bit... Jeez, okay, I guess this area really isn't as big as I thought it was. Man, it is kind of small. Again, I don't necessarily mind that. It is a little weird. Well, while we're out, let's find this this manual that the vicar at the town wanted us to find.
Took one down!
Are they both dead?
Here we go!
Oh, come on.
Got him all.
There we go. Okay, this gun's pretty sweet. Something else I like, it's really not taking a whole lot of time in this game to get some actually good weapons. I feel like that with Fallout a lot. It's just I'm so it takes me so long to get really good weapons. So for the first long while, I'm really just grinding out. I don't know. I like that that the like I said weapon systems, everything is just a little more simplified, a little easier to go on. I still wish lockpicking had like a mini game or something to it. It wasn't just simply hold down the button. I almost hurt myself. Alright, now I assume we take it back to, we take it back to the vicar, but, before that, I know I'm gonna be doing I'm doing a lot of doubling back. Yeah, now let's head back to the Botanical Gardens and get that turned in. Primal Brutes. Okay, so I'm gonna guess that's Alright.
Eyes up. Nice hit. Ah! Down they go.
Right. Jesus Christ, die! Yeah, there we go.
What is it?
Yeah, I found the crazy lady.
We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway?
She left because she thought you were boring.
Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard stranger things. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
Huh, okay, so it looks like I really can't just, Sorry, I was reading shit. I guess I can't get free things from... Or I can't get this this part for my ship. By doing side quests. I was kind of hoping that would be possible. That, you know, like I said, that you could do stuff like that instead of having to screw over one community or the other. Ah, god damn it, I can't hit shit. I need to get this pistol fixed. Yeah, that's about right. Let's try this again. Stop. There we go. Fireball. Ah, how I love sniper rifles. Boo boo boo. I'll take all that. What is inside here? Looks like I will never know. There we go. That works. I'll take all of this.
Easy.
And now we go see the vicar. If you're, by the way, if you're watching this and wondering, hey, AJ, you know, it was time for the weekly show a while ago. How come you haven't put it up? Well, the answer to that question is I'm really depressed about some of the topics we're going to talk about today, so I'm kind of avoiding the show. It'll probably be up, it's late Sunday. I don't know, probably going to do this, maybe go take a nap. I might do it after, when I wake up. That mascot is really awesome. Sorry. I don't know if I'm gonna do the show right when I wake up, but it'll be out on Monday. Don't worry. It's coming. You know, after I turn this quest in, I think we're gonna go try and fix up some of my weapons. And collect these debts for these people around here.
Any progress on that matter we discussed? Wonderful. This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices I... Wait. What the fuck is this? Is this French? I can't fucking read French. It's
Nor can I.
A forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn. Well, yes. But I assure you, it was not for personal gain, only for the greater good.
Uh-huh.
I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent. Wasted.
This has... Speaking of the plague-ridden backwaters.
Bakonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony.
It's a philosophist.
Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death.
Okay, so it's the whole competition between basically an a type of authoritarianism that's based around business and corporation compared to an anarchism that's based around, I'd say free trade, but really business isn't free trade. Yeah, I'm going with anarchism. Now, interesting competing ideologies that I don't necessarily agree with either.
The story of my life. Most lay people are not aware of this, but we've not discovered any new insights into the plan for a long time. I had an idea that we should welcome the truth, no matter where we found it. I had the worse idea to share my thoughts with a superior. And that's how I ended up assigned prison duty, where I was fool enough to let an inmate bend my ear with stories of an original Bakonu journal. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport. You have a ship. Perhaps I could make myself of use to your crew.
I wouldn't mind a ship hand.
Certainly. I already gave you most of my money, but I can offer you free spiritual counseling, and I'd be happy to watch your back. I'm pretty handy with a tossball stick, or any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand, if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of conflict, though. Oh, I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well.
Way to give me a rundown of your skills.
Well, understanding computers is, though I admit I took it further than most. And I was quite the 32nd back during my penitentiary term.
30, what?
Many an opponent bleeding in the prison yard.
Alright, sounds good. Let's go.
Fantastic. Let me get my things in order and I'll catch up with you.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the change of scenery. And to leave this place behind. I shall see you on the ship, Captain, whenever you're ready to leave Emerald Vale.
Alright, looks like we now have another, another companion. Your companion has leveled up and can be granted a new perk. Sweet. But first we deal with mine. Man, should I put some points? Yeah. There we go. We'll put those there. And why not dump a point into leadership? There we go. Pravati. Boo boo boo. Healthy, boisterous, sneaky. Okay, so that it's kind of like growing aggro in a way. But yeah, let's always, health is always a good thing to pick up. That works. Okay, so now we have another... Okay, cool. Let's see here. Any other quests? Because that mission that we just did... now I understand why that mission was a companion quest. It was because he's a companion, so to speak. Alright, so let's set this task. A small grave matter. We're collecting those graveyard fees. It seems like this video has been a lot of just weird shit. Yeah, it's kind of just one of those. I want to run around and just see some of the side stuff this game has to offer. The game has to offer. Words are hard.
Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy.
Take it easy.
What are you doing here? Visiting? Well, let me give you the grand tour. This here's my domicile, and there's the door. Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. And soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies.
Don't say that, Mr. Abernathy. You still got a couple decades in you.
I'd steer clear, Ms. Holcomb. My affliction's bound to be contagious. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one. I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help. There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me. You been there already?
Well, what do you know?
Been ground down into marauder meat? Let's see it. Don't keep us waiting. Sweet life-giving nostrum. The first hit's always the best. Scratch together.
I've heard that about cocaine as well. That's a joke. That's a joke. Nobody don't go out and do cocaine. I've heard that's also really bad for you.
You're wringing the blood out of me. Here, you can have whatever's in my pockets.
There you go. Good doing business with you. Alright.
A friend of mine died a couple weeks back.
We've got some stuff done. Let's come over here. Alright, modifications. Sell your mod. First, select the item you want to upgrade. Choose what type of mod. Install, scope, armor plating, etc. Pick the mod to install, and boom, you've upgraded. Okay, so it's a pretty simple system. But first things first, repair. That's pretty good. My revolver right now is really what I need to fix up. Okay, I have 9 weapon parts in total. That took all of my weapon parts. Okay, so we can modify now. To shock type, that actually might be useful. There we go. So now it does corrosion damage. Okay. Be useful. I don't have any mods for that. Okay, now I can do shock with that. I'm probably going to ditch that shotgun as soon as I can get a better shotgun, though. Yeah, I think giving it to the revolver actually might be the better decision. Because I believe that kind of stuff is useful when we're going to go and fight the, trying to think what they are. I think that it's robots from what I remember at the geothermal plant. There we go. I might need those shears.
Well, science. But it still happens.
There we go. That worked.
Hey, that's... I mean, if you need it, okay.
She doesn't like me stealing, does she? Too bad, that's kind of what I do.
I've never actually been in here. Seemed scary from the outside.
Welcome to the Spacer's Choice Constabulary. We are Halcyon's leading brand in frontier justice.
Constabulary, that's how that's pronounced.
Purchase 3 criminal investigations and the 4th one's free.
Yeah, you need some help.
As a Spacer's Choice Constable, I am authorized to grant you legal authority toward apprehending wanted criminals. Know how to carry yourself in a fight? I've got bounties out for these 3 marauders. Cross them off and bring me their fingers. Just 1 per marauder, please. I'll dust off the old fingerprint roller.
Yeah, and you know what? We'll question her when we come back.
You had some better rations.
Journal and back to small grave matter.
What can I do for you? Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor?
No. See, again, I like how a lot of these dialogue options, they're of low enough skills right off the bat that even if you don't specialize in certain things, you can still make use of the dialogue options. It really lets you be not only a little versatile, but it also really lets you have some fun with how you want to talk to these people, instead of just being blocked off like I find a lot in Fallout.
I am a Spacer's Choice certified surgeon, and if you must know, I can stitch a severed thumb with a 58% chance of avoiding gangrene.
That's at least above half.
Go ahead. The plague's come at us with a vengeance this year. Lost 6 workers in as many months. I wouldn't call them good workers, mind you. If they were any good, they'd have been treated. Still, it is a shame. Fever, chills, fatigue, aching, vomiting, an excess of phlegm, a tendency towards belly aching. Whatever it may be, I have developed my own palliative. Boiled canid liver and a splash of ethanol.
Whoa. That last one sounds kind of dangerous.
Company policy, friend. We don't have enough medicine to treat all of us, so we treat the best among us. Mr. Thompson's brainchild. Have you met him yet? Thoughtful-looking fellow, stares out of his office most hours. Edgewater has been good to me. I consider myself privileged to work here. I am never wanting for work, not since the plague started. As the good vicar says, work fortifies the spirit of a man. If you want to feel exhausted, try not having any work.
Tell me to talk to him.
Go ahead. What?
I don't know why it's telling me to talk to him. It's weird.
You the new worker?
Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy. Shit. Silas still on about that? Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. I could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't acting out of the goodness of my heart. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable.
Well, yeah, there's a reason why your company motto is "You've tried the best, now try the rest."
Eugene wasn't family. Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I found him, you see, so...
I figure that's how that would be.
Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism. I'm plenty serious. In fact, I'm a little upset Eugene didn't think things through. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice. Well, excuse you. I'll have you know, Eugene was an asset to us all. May his atoms be commended to the law. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
Little callous, but okay. Okay, Ludwig and Conrad. Yeah. We need Ludwigs. Ludwig? I'm gonna go with Ludwig because that's how I know that name to be pronounced. You're saying Ludwig hurts me.
I've been feeling pretty low these days.
God damn, I love the color of this game. I know that sounds like such an odd sentence. It's so bright and pretty. Alright, this guy kind of lives out here, kind of... Oh, he's on the landing pad. Okay.
Every Sunday noon. Now they only come but once a month.
Okay, there's a landing pad. I'm like, why the hell is this guy all the way out here?
Thank the law.
That's a face.
I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff. I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling.
Resistance?
The war. The coming apocalypse. Man versus machine. I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies.
Anyone else but me thinking that this is a Terminator reference? Or what was it? What was that movie that was referenced in that episode of Archer where he gets stuck in the ventilation unit and they crank up the heat and he's like, oh my gosh, the thermostat's becoming sentient. It's just like Maximum Overdrive. There we go. I knew that's all I needed. Need to run through the scene.
We gotta square our shoulders and stand ever vigilant. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant, clattering about, firing at the birds, orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing, shoulder to shoulder with the Resistance. I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. Saltuna cans, mostly, some Spacer's Chaw, few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid. Enlistment fees? Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the Resistance a bad name. They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard just behind our beloved town. This scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off, then report back.
Ha, die robot, I get it.
Mechanical's got a weak spot in their midsections. I think the technical term is, the blue glowy square thing.
That's how I describe it.
Go on. You ever seen the way a mechanical just stands there? Just... Mechanicals have been programmed to eliminate... First they will rob us of our jobs.
Okay, I get it. But wait, who then programmed the mechanicals to do said things? Wouldn't it have been other people? I'm just saying. Let's go turn this shit into Silas. Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, I love the color palette they use in this game. It's just, it's so... It's like I said, it's bright, it's pretty. It might not be like the most like photorealistic world ever, but I feel like a lot of games like that try and go with this depth of color, but the color palette starts off really dark and then goes, you know, it gets brighter, but it's never just like this nice bright sort of like visually, just it doesn't just pop off the screen at you like it does, like this game does. I'm not saying either's right. I'm just saying it's nice to see a game like this.
Helping this fella.
Lovely to see you about, Miss Parvati.
Things going all right, Silas?
Been keeping him careful and true, miss. Best to ask her yourself.
My dad's buried here. Silas watches over him when I can't leave the house. Oh. Well, thanks.
Something I can do for you? You run into any trouble? Conrad's barbershop is a yawning pit that swallows his every bit. I keep telling him he should cut a few corners, skimp out on the disinfectant. You gotta put the squeeze on Conrad. Find some dirt on him. Maybe check his back room. That's the word, extortion. Been on the tip of my tongue all day.
Sure, dude. Before we do that, I know I'm kind of like just jumping around on quests, but I'd rather not run in there just yet. Let's, I'm basically just gonna try and grab everything outside of the city before we actually have to go back in. I should read what I'm picking up before I actually pick it up. Plasma cutter. There we go. Nice bit of loot. I am just finding ammo by the fistful here.
Aw, meaningless, Brent. Bet I could fix him up smart.
Searching for repair bay. Error. Navigation systems failed. Unable to comply.
I could probably fix that. I mean, if you wanted me to. Take your time. You need help, just give a yell. Metaphorical yell. If you yell for reals, you're liable to spook them.
Damage to navigation systems detected. Attempting to return to designated repair bay. Error. Navigation systems failed. Navigation systems have determined this location as Spacer's Choice. Designated mechanical repair bay. Attempting to misdirect or confuse a Spacer's Choice mechanical is a punishable offense. Please report yourself to your supervisor.
Please report yourself.
Yep, I see the problem. His nav mod got dislodged. Must have taken a tumble. Just gotta give it a good push and wait for the click. There we go. Jeremy's good as new. Well, new by Spacer's Choice standards anyhow. His name's Jeremy, by the by.
Figured that.
Navigation systems operational. Optimal path toward repair bay detected. Initiating self-diagnostics.
On account of I fixed him. And he's Jeremy on account of his helmet. It's like Jeremy, the officer in True Romantic Tales of the Space Guard. Hebsa Shirley.
Hebsa Shirley.
Watch every Tuesday night. Be more careful out there, Jeremy.
Alright, well, I'm glad we made a friend. Is that lava? That looks like lava. Must avoid touching it. And there is Ludwig.
Bring us honor. You beat that scout to scrap with its own legs? Pulled its optic cables out its head case? Actually, don't tell me. Rather use my imagination.
Okay.
You're a passing fair soldier, I will confess. But you are one, and the enemy is legion. What you need is an equalizer. A weapon to strike fear in their cold, mechanical hearts. Cantina, lavatory, behind one of the toilets. That's where I've kept it hidden all these years. Sharp, ain't it? The lavatory is the very last place a mechanical has need to enter.
What if they're cleaning it?
On the double, soldier. Don't want the bartender poking around in there with a mop.
Apparently So you have robots to do shit for you, but you need a person to clean your toilets? It just seems like a waste to me. Either way, enjoy this nice little montage of me killing people and stealing their fingers.
Down they go. Together. Here we go.
I hope you enjoyed that little, like I said, little montage of death.
Something to report? We pay by the finger. What do you have for me? Gil Antrim. Real name, Guillaume. Duly processed by a freelancer on behalf of Spacer's Choice. I remember him. Was just a kid last I saw him. Shame. I'll just need your signature here, 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 and here. Got any more fingers for me? Mabel Burgess. Age 37. Right or left-handed? Let's just say no longer applicable. I remember Doc Burgess. Conducted my physical every fiscal quarter. Guess she couldn't keep her hands off her patient's medicine. Still one outstanding bounty. If you've got a finger, I've got the paperwork. Here we are. Bertie Cotton. Cause of death. Let's just say overwhelming physical trauma.
Or headshot, whatever.
Before Max took over. Always was quick to remind us that we all get what we deserve in the end. Well, that's all three. I must remember to requisition some more fingerprint ink. Here's all the compensation you've earned, plus a bonus. You've done such a bang-up job hunting down our former workers that I thought it only proper to deputize you. Congratulations. Let me stop you there. It is official Spacer's Choice policy that all Marauders, regardless of prior affiliation to the Spacer's Choice brand, no longer qualify as our people.
It doesn't really answer my question.
Marauders are folk who lost the will to keep working, wandered out into the wilds and gave into their baser instincts. Not everyone's cut out to work in Edgewater. Some turn deserter, some turn marauder. None of them get my sympathy. Uh-huh. I recall young Eugene. Good kid. Nice smile. Fussy about his health, though. Took a little too much adrenatime. That'll do a number on your brain matter. Says so right on the warning label. Violent psychosis is a well-documented and legally accounted for side effect of adrenatime.
Legally accounted for.
What's on your mind?
Nah. We're good. So apparently now I am the constable. Or, excuse me, the deputy constable. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I forgot. I picked up a new level. Strider, years of adrenatime, permanent pep in your step, boost in walk speed, boost in sprint speed. Ooh, there we go. That's something I want. Drop my weapon durability loss. I will take that. Go into skills. Just keep boosting guns. And you know what? We're 3 into tech, 2 into leadership. There we go. As you can see, I got a new set of armor. I'm trying to remember what this one does. It's yeah, it gives me more stealth skills. Side quests. Oh yeah, die robot. I forgot. We can go find a.
You're not a big drinker, are you?
Are you kidding me? I gotta go back out to see him? Fine. Let's keep doing this. We gotta find some shit out about this guy.
What can I do for you? Go ahead.
Alright, really nothing I can talk to him about. Take that stuff.
Hey, that's against regulation.
What do you think you're doing?
Lie. Nothing at all.
What you want, I guess.
Oh, it's that
What can I
easy.
do for you? You know about Eugene? How? You probably heard it from one of our local gossip mongers. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave. That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I?
Do it yourself.
Are you asking rhetorically? Because if you're being serious... Ugh, gross.
Desperate measures, Miss Holcomb. Desperate measures. I'm going to have to ask Silas to dig up those teeth. It's the only way I'm paying my gravesite fees. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU. Eugene was not a suicide. He put a bullet in his brain, yes, but that's largely a technicality. I was the one who prepared Eugene's body for interment. I discovered symptoms of the plague on his corpse, and I discovered medicine in his pocket. Lots of medicine. Eugene overdosed on adrenatime, which is known to cause psychosis and paranoia as possible side effects. The paranoia drove him to take his own life. It's a miracle of bureaucracy. If Eugene's death were filed as a suicide, we'd all pay the price for his crime. We can all thank our lucky stars that young Eugene was hopped up on medication and suffered its predictable side effect. I included it all in my official report. I'd like to think I saved Edgewater a great deal of money. We never could have paid the fines associated with a suicide.
Yeah, No, I don't want to talk to you. You're kind of a shit person. God damn it, keep pulling my gun out.
You run into any trouble? Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to. And I'll buy you a drink sometime. Suppose you've earned it. One good turn deserves another. Abernathy was sick? With the plague? That's disgusting. I shook hands with the guy. What? No. If I knew he was sick, I would have had him reported. I needed his fees because of his name. A for Abernathy. He was at the top of my list, you see? Yeah?
Nah. Alright. That's done. Any other quests we got before we finish up? Alright, we'll finish up with Die Robot. It was a bit of a pain in the ass running into town, out of town, into town, out of town. Just a lot of load screens to cut out. I like the sound of the bone cracking when you land a high fall.
Bring us honor, soldier. Feast your eyes, soldier. This here is a genuine Spacer's Choice injury customizing unit, designed to deliver a lethal blast of electrical discharge. I call it the Hand of the Law. You ever want to see a mechanical flailing around like a grounded fish? You stick a couple thousand volts in its guts. With compliments from old Ludwig. Fun. This ain't some quarterly performance review, soldier. Ours is a grave and sacred duty. Time's come for you to journey down into the black heart of the enemy's camp. I'm talking about the old geothermal plant. Unfortunately, the old plant lies outside my board-given jurisdiction. You'll need to get a passcode from the boss, Reed Thompson. I've been after a passcode for years. Boss said no on account of my gross incompetence with all matters related to security.
Gross incompetence.
I need you to get us the brain of a mechanical. Well, not exactly a brain. Anatomically speaking, what we're looking for is a logic module. If you die horribly, I will pour out a can of 0G to your memory.
Thank you. All right. Well, looks like we have our next mission. We need to go to the geothermal. I can't even say that word. The geothermal plant, which is actually part of the next main mission. So we will head there in the next video. Guys, I know this was kind of a weird one. Like I said, this was just kind of a lot about kind of exploring side missions and just kind of seeing what the world has to offer. Yeah, like I said, we'll hop back into things in the next one. I want to say, as always, thank you so much for watching. Facebook, Twitter, the website, minds.com. Links to that stuff is down in the description below. Like, comment, you're not already, please subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned more next time. Until then, my name's AJ Gells. This is Something That Game Channel. I'm out.